Yo everybody, and welcome to Team Radd Titan. Today we're going to be reviewing and talking about the incredibly impressive Legendary Beast Studios 1/3 scale Dark Suit Superman. This actually is the premiere edition, so it comes with 7 portraits, everything from Alex Ross to sort of like was it Gary Frank and John I want to say his name right, Byrne. There's so many things to get into on this. We'll get Alex giving you a little bit of a 360 and giving you his thoughts on what he's seeing. He's seen this many times in person himself. So we're going to be getting into the nuts and bolts of it and letting you know what we think. Stay tuned, yeah? Peace. Okay, so I'm nuts deep in this Legendary Beast Studios dark blue suit Superman 1/3 scale by Legendary Beasts. This is the top layer, actually really heavy. The figure especially, it's very, imbalanced in terms of the box weight. It's all on one side, so when you lift up you want to be a bit careful. We've got one portrait over there and the cape, and then the actual figure, which you can sort of get an idea of there. And then over here we've got the 2 chest emblems. One's a lot bigger than the other one. And then we have the other 6 portraits, and that absolutely monstrously sized base. So let's get that out and see what's what. Okay, so I've been warned about this from many collectors. I'm going to bend down it. Yeah, I've been told this is really, really heavy. So here it is here. We'll just put it straight over onto the actual base. Lazy Susan over there. Oh wow, yeah. You can get a good look at that. There's a lot going on over here. And that is the base there, which is huge. Let's get it up into our hand, shall we, and have a good look at it. So that is, let's have a look. So you have the Superman emblem on the side. You've got the Daily Planet symbol on the top. And you have lots of details here. You've got all of the Superman family and all of the background. So you've got his mum and dad, sending him away from Krypton before it exploded. Him becoming the hero we know he is, opening up his chest and revealing that beautiful symbol. And he's got who's that there? And that's his other family, obviously. That's the Kents over there. So that's beautiful. That really nice. It's a fantastic colour. Really massive, big golden brass, almost like eagle on the front. So really nice classic sort of shape as well, not really crazy realistic looking, more of a sort of old school symbol of America from the 1950s. Beautiful eagle. You got the whole family over there, all the different type of Superman characters. And this proper weighted, man. Let's have a look at what number we got before I have a stroke. And this is number 3 of 158. So wow, that's a nice low number as well. Okay, let's get that down on the base before I have a cardiac arrest. Okay, so base is out now. We need the big boy to put on the base. So this is the figure here. It's the first time I'm seeing this in person, by the way, so you can see all that beautiful blue. That's a very nice dark blue, that. Crikey. Alright. Oh Jesus, that's well heavy. My God in heaven. So you get an idea of the sculpt in a person's hand. My God, man, I should never take any time off the gym. Really, this is a serious bit of weight. This is like trying to lift like a 15 kilo plate and turn it around. Oh, you can see some fantastic purple sort of hues and bits and pieces going on there. Lovely this. Let's get this on the base. Okay, so next up is the cape. As you can see over there, it's looking quite spectacular. Slipped in like a dream, no problems at all. Went in lovely. Very weighty, man. Like the base and the figure is proper weight. It feels very premium, feels real high quality. So let's have a feel of this cape. First impressions as of not. This is a lovely, yeah, this is a nice sort of, this is quite light weight material they've done. Again, we're sort of going into XM Studios Moon Knight comparisons here. Very, very, very similar actually to the fan art Blue Marvel that I've got too, which is a really nice material. This is as well, if you have any sort of warping issues, this is really a good material that you can stick into like boiling water and just be able to mould it and move it around if you have any problems. But yeah, there's the emblem back there. Clean lines, very neat, lovely shading throughout. You can see nice colours. Beautiful job. Let's get this on there. Okay, so with this you get two emblems here. They look like they're both the same S's, but one's like the bigger symbol than the other. So I just thought I'd get them both out. And you can have a look. So that's one. Probably best to do it from this direction. Got a bit of light here. So that's the first one. It's got like a magnetised slit there that, you know, goes right into that lovely little hole in the centre of his chest. So if I show you, it lines up lovely, magnetised easy and sits straight on. I mean, look, it's so crisp. It's lovely that. Yeah, I like that size. I always think to myself, why? When I've seen the videos of these, I'm like, why did they do two different sizes? Would you honestly, you'd use the big one, surely? This again is very nice. How easy does it come in and out? Let's have a look. So yeah, you're going to want two hands. That's a very strong magnet there. And then just change over for this one if you want, the smaller of the two. Christ, that's complicated. I fucking like them both. How did that happen? Dynamic. Okay, I'm going to need to think about this a bit more. Thought to myself when I saw the big one, who's going to use the small one? And I put the small one on, I'm like, actually, I can see a little bit more of the sculpt around the sort of, you know, obliques around the top of the abs as well, and serratus. Dagnammit, okay. Okay, so I'm using the big one for now. But I'm getting onto the first portrait, and I just have to bring your attention to this. This is the first time I've ever seen with a statue company actually ever do this, which is basically they've taped it in, which is exactly how I sell my pieces. So if I sell somebody a statue, I tape all the parts into the place. Not as eloquently as this is done, but that is just like class. I've never seen that done in a with a company before. So this is the first portrait. So let's unveil it together, shall we? And this is why you get this. It's got 7 portraits. I don't know about you, but as soon as I start to see that, I'm a bit like, do 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 do. Let's have a look at the closeness of that. Okay. It's got eyes like me. Nice. Little eyes. Wow. The S on his head. It's literally perfect, isn't it? What a beautiful portrait that is. Wow. Let's have a see what it looks like on the body. It's got a weird, yeah, very nice key. Sits in lovely. And he's got that, oh wow, looking up to the side. Wow. Now that's Superman. Okay, portrait number 2. Eeny, meeny, miny. I have no idea what we're going to go for. Okay, let's just go for the bottom left-hand side and see. Oh, that's a good choice, George. Well done, George. You can already see there is the sexy bearded look. Alex wishes he looked like this. This is what Alex is going for. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, yeah. It's got a little bit more of a completely different shape of face. I mean, this is not Alex Ross like the last one. This is stunning. This is nice, very nice, but very notably different. Doesn't just look like the same head sculpt with a beard put on the front of it, that's just class, because so many people would do that. Lovely work on the hair. Got strands, even when they're not sticking out of the sculpt. These ones are. No joins, no problems. I can't see anything wrong with that. Still got that lovely S in his hair. Beard looks fantastic. Probably could do with a little bit of a lesser sharp lines on there, so it looked a little bit. But that's more of a professional paint up. You would start to soften it those, so it didn't look so harsh. But that's a stunning portrait, man. No joke. Let's have a look. Here you are. Oh yes. Hello, sweetheart. Okay. Head number 3. Let's go with this one. Oh, okay. And this is the nicest, the long hair portrait. Oh, very cool. Let's have a look at that for a moment. Would be the sexiest Superman out there, this, isn't it? Lovely work on that hair. No chips, no damage, no nothing. Lovely. That is as stoic as you're going to get. There's a bit of Conan in that bitch. Look at that. Wow. Let's put it on. Okay. Let's have a look at you. Wow. That's beautiful, that. Okay, portrait number 4. So let's have a check at this one. Again, you're going to see it the first time I see it. So far, I haven't found one thing wrong with any of these. This is really tight though, this one. Okay. There you go, Jesus, that was really tight in there, that one. So very contrasting different looks, all different artist styles, long hair, bearded. You know, got Alex Ross's style as well, which is my personal favourite so far. And there's another one, look at that. Look at that, speak of the devil and he shall appear. This one looks like at a different angle. The first one that I showed off had Alex Ross sort of looking upwards towards the stars like that. You know, this one is sort of a little bit more eyes forward. Bit of a slightly different expression. Let's have a look at what it looks like on. Oh yeah, so you can sort of get your ideas there. Yeah, you can sort of see what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. So what's this, like head number 5, I think. I've taken out the one with the eyes. It's mint, there's nothing wrong with it. I need to get a battery and put it in it, and then we'll have a look at it, and I have to screw them in because they've put the screws in separately. They've left them out separately. It's all nicely neat and done like so. With that, I can't really see that there. Let's try it here. But anyway, there's if you look, there's rattling around in that bag. There's a couple of screws to go into the actual compartment that puts the batteries in, and then you can screw them in and you just keep it. But obviously for shipping purposes, they don't want this being opened, seeing that there's bits in there's something they need to take apart. So it's very clever work from Jay at Legendary Beast Studio, so I just thought I'd give that a mention. This is actually the head, I might as well show you it. So this is it here. This is the translucent sort of like after effects of the beams. I'm guessing the whole eye will sort of glow red when ready and done, and that's the compartment. As you can see, it is missing a couple of screws top and bottom, so this is what's in here, so we'll get on to that. Okay, next head, let's go. Let's go! By the way, it's like, I don't know, it's probably like 12 o'clock midnight here. It's the only chance I get to do this kind of stuff these days with all the kids and stuff. It's impossible otherwise. And this head is this one. Slightly sterner, more eyebrows have been sort of done. A little bit more of a sort of shaped eyebrow up and around. It's definitely from a particular style of artist. This is what I need Stuart Murray for. He would tell me what every single head, whose art it was, what year it came out. He's a proper Superman fanboy. I love that about him. I could fucking do with him here now, to be honest. For me, they're all notably very, very different. But they all look good. Like, I've not come across anything I've gone, oh, fuck me, what are you thinking there? So, you know, I'm very happy so far of how these are coming on and how these are looking. Let's get that on there, have a little look at him. Oh, this one's looking more down. Yeah, this one's a lot more stern. Yeah, he's looking down on us, this guy. He's a bit more like, fuck you guys. This looks more of a cross Superman. I'm excited to take some pictures of this. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do this video. This is not going to be easy. So as you can see in here, these are all the switch outs that come with this piece. You have 7 heads and you have an alternate. You have 2 chest emblems, one slightly smaller than the other. So I probably should take that off there and you can have a look at that too. So we'll put that on there too, just so that you know. Okay, so there's the 2 chest emblems there. One is, it doesn't look as big in the video, but it is quite significantly bigger. Anyway, let's go through the heads. So this one is Gary Frank. This is basically sort of, this one here is more sort of a movie-based portrait. I think I can see Christopher Reeves in here. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's probably my favourite of all the portraits, this one. It's stoic, beautiful blue eyes, stunning eyebrow work, lovely hair, really like beautiful jawline. I'd date this guy. This guy I'd take out for lunch and I'd pay, no doubt. You have the Alex Ross. You have 2 versions of the Alex Ross. One is looking up and to the side like so, and the other one is looking dead on, head on. They're both absolutely fantastic, as you can see. So they're the Alex Ross sort of portraits. This one's actually fantastic if you're showing it low down or really high up. This works, and this is for your eye level. And I think you can't have enough Alex Ross. It's my favourite sort of artworks. That's beautiful. This is Dan Jurgens. That you've got here, which is the bearded portrait, which Alex thinks he looks like, even though he looks like a bad Wurzel Gummidge. This is probably what he dreams to look like. This is a Just for Men special. Very handsome, looking great, very stoic, looking powerful, a little bit of a closer eyes, smaller eyes look, more focused, more precise, but beautiful, lovely work on the hair. This is a very nice portrait too. This is another, I believe this is Jurgens as well. This is the long hair sort of portrait. This is a beautiful Superman portrait, to be honest. This is absolutely fantastic. And on there is probably one of the sexiest looking Supermen you're ever going to see. Very nice work on this. Great work on the hair, not a single joint or anything out of place. Lovely flow to it. And it's got that sort of Vidal Sassoon about this. This is one of them sort of very handsome looking dudes that you bump into and you're like, fuck, I hope my wife doesn't meet you. But very, very nice portrait. It looks great with the flow on it, with the cape. It looks really windswept. It's beautiful. Then you have the Burn ones, which are basically these 2. And they are, one is the more with the eyes. This one obviously lights up with the button with the switch, so that lights up. It looks like so you can see that a little bit more there. And this one is eyes focused and on you. They're both sort of looking forward and down, these 2, so probably more for a higher up or eye level sort of pose. A lot more short sort of hairline. Still got that beautiful S going on, but you can see they're a little bit different. They're not exactly the same. A little bit similar, but one's got the sort of like piercing baby blues on, and very focused and sort of, this is more angry to me. I find that this, when I put this on there, it's more of a dark, I feel a darkness in him, which I really enjoy. So by changing the heads over, you really do get a completely different sort of look. And I feel that there's something in this for everyone. So I hope that helped you. I need a lot of help with Stuart Murray for all of this, because I knew about 2 of them. So okay, let's get into some of the close-ups here. So I'll do this one. Alex will run through his, but we'll start on the base. So what you have here is you have the sort of you have the symbol of the Daily Planet, which is obviously Clark Kent's paper, which he works for as a reportive journalist. And when you go to the base, it has this fantastic like brass metallic colours. The actual inlays, the stuff that goes onto the pictures that depict stuff, basically are brighter than the background of it. So if you look at it closely here, you can see that the actual outer shell of it is a darker sort of brassy metallic look, and then this is almost the eagle, which is 1925 1930s sort of Americana eagle, is absolutely stunning, but is a brighter color, so it's more of a sort of gold or a bright brass sort of inlay. It's very nice. When you get into the base itself over here, this is my favourite panel, because what you have here is you have his original parents from the planet Krypton, and behind it you can see the planet basically breaking apart. You have his father and you have his mother holding him here. Was it Kara and I don't know, Stuart Murray's going to kill my ass, but yeah, and the dad, El, you know, so you have both of them, and they're holding their baby son, Kal, obviously Kal-El, before he goes into the sort of like, and is removed from the planet before it blows up. You have him becoming Superman, showing off the emblem for hope. And then here you have Martha Kent, and I can't remember I really want to remember the dad, but I can't remember his name. But you have the Kents basically there with their newborn son that's just basically fallen out of the sky. I love the nod here to the two families, the two people that helped create Superman himself. I think that is absolutely brilliant storytelling, and I love it in every single way. You've got on the back of the base here, you've got this lovely sort of, you know, Superman emblem. It's the same sort of colours as the base, so this one doesn't stand out as much but looks fantastic. And then you have this one over here, which is the whole Superman family. Now, I am not I mean, I like Superman, but, you know, this is like Superboy, Supergirl, Super Cousin, Super Ass. I don't know. They're all of them, like, you know, big Superman fans will appreciate this. This is the sort of thing that Jay does better than anybody else in the statue world, is he listens to his people. He listens to people smarter than him that know more about this character than he does, and he will listen to their advice, and he will basically follow their lead on what they want on that base, which I absolutely love. And this is obviously, you know, the eagle giving, you know, a nod to truth, justice, and the American way, which obviously is from back in the day. What it stands for and what it means is what we should all have in our lives at this moment. Proud of your nation, proud of your country, and I think Superman is a great role model for all of us in that regard. You know, being somebody that came over here, landed, you know, sort of over here, and took it on, and took the mantle that he was given by the people. Getting onto the boots, you've got this fantastic shading, wrinkles at the bottom there, really, really well done. Some nice work going in there, really not lazy. And then you go up and it goes from that lovely smooth sort of leatherish texture to these fantastic sort of, you know, you've got a real nice contrast there of the textures in between the blues and sort of the belt pants and the boots, which I really love, because when the light hits it, it just fantastically captures the curvatures and build of him, and what a physique is on this character. I mean, a really good build Superman. It's not overly muscular. It's absolutely perfect in every way. You've got, you know, abdomen there. You've got wrinkles in the suit. You've got the serratus and obliques, bicep with the very common vein running down the front of it. You've got fantastic shading throughout. You've got the choice here of that really big, lovely S symbol, or you could go with the smaller one, which is here, and you get an idea of the size difference here. So, you know, it's probably like, you know, maybe 1.5 the size. So you've got the small one, if you like the small one, you want to see more of his chest on there, and you've got the big one, which I actually prefer. Here you have the Dan Jurgens portrait, the bearded portrait. Alex wishes he looks like this, is pretty much what he's going for. It's just the poor man Hebrew version that he's got. But this is really stunning. Like, every portrait is really impressive. This Dan Jurgens portrait is magnificent. Fantastic work on the hair and the sculpt. Really no joins, no stupid gaps anywhere. It's absolutely perfect. You've got the S there. You know, even if I turn the brightness up here, you get sort of an idea of what I'm talking about. You get, even if I put it right up, you can sort of see all of them bits and pieces, all the work that's gone into that there, which is lovely. The bearded portrait, and you have absolutely piercing blue eyes with the iris and different colours in there. It looks absolutely spot on. It's perfect, like, it really is perfect. And then you get into sort of like, you turn it around, the cape is sort of like XM Moonlight style. It's nice and light. It's not going to cause the statue to lean, but it maintains some shape and some you know, some what would you call it, textures and things in there. You get in kind of a bit close, you can see it's more textures than the actual boots and the pants and the belt is, which is fantastic. That's 3 lines of texture you've got in there, and then you obviously have the symbol on the back, which is really, really nicely done. Only critique, I have literally only one of this entire statue, and that's saying something, but I probably would say that this particular part here over the shoulder is a little bit, I would say this element of the sculpt is a tad raw. I think there could have been a couple of lines in that just to smoothen out that transition just on the corner, and that's literally all I have, guys. That's like literally it. I'm clutching as hell for that. The joins of the head go in fantastically well, and you have this sort of, which is interesting, is you have this triangular sort of thing going on under here. You see that? And then into the corner there. So it's a kind of unique key that goes in there. Fits absolutely perfect and leaves nothing. So easily you can take a head off, you know, grab one that you sort of like the look of. Let's go with the sort of more of the Alex Ross, and you can sort of, there you are, there's 2 Alex Ross style. There's one that's looking head on like so, and there's one that's looking up and up sort of proudly to one side. The one that's looking upwards is probably more of a, you know, if you've got display issues where you're going to display up high as opposed to eye level or below, it looks fantastic. I mean, that is more of the other Alex Ross portrait is more of a low down or high up, where this is actually spot on for eye level. You can see here what I'm talking about, a very significant change in the portrait. Like literally nothing here is the same. The hair is completely different, the eyes are different, eyebrows, the nose, all 7 heads, barring the 2 Alex Ross in 2 particular different directions that it's looking, quite violently different, but everything else is completely and utterly different. There is not one element of it that is pretty much the same. I mean, look how different they look side by side to each other. I mean, even the colour is slightly different. One's slightly paler, one's got a little bit more of a sort of tan. And I love that. I think that's absolutely class. The fact that they've all got different sort of textures on the, you know, even down to, you know, eyebrows, nose shape, all of that is completely different. So Jay's absolutely caned the hell out of this in terms of getting every ounce of detail for your money in there. I think it's fantastic. I really do. And there you are with the Alex Ross. Let's get on with it.
Alright, so let's get on to this then, and thank you, Geo, for bringing me in. I just want to go through this, and also want to correct Geo. I haven't actually seen this one yet, and you know, I've obviously seen a lot of pictures and seen a lot of the LBS statues, but this one's kind of evaded me. Yeah, give that a 10, Geo. Nice one. Alright, so this one is the kind of movie version of the piece, and this one is one of my kind of favourites. I do really like this head. And I do think that it just gives the kind of look I do like. It's not my favourite, but we'll get onto that in a minute. I think with this piece, I mean, the overall kind of, you know, the storytelling base, the way that they capture that, they capture the history, they capture the origins, I think is really, really well done. I do love the storytelling bases. It almost wants you to kind of have it on a turntable, so you can kind of capture all ends of it. It's the same as the Hulk, you know, you kind of want to see the things on the back, but again, you know, again, this is I'm not very good with the heads either, but there's another great head. That's the thing about this, there's 7 heads in here, as Geo's covered all of these, but you know, they do look in different directions, and they do give a totally different feel to the piece. Which I love it when statue companies do that. I absolutely hate it when all the pieces are kind of looking the same direction, all the pieces have a slight variation in the eyes or the mouth, or, you know, there's something very, very minor where it doesn't justify you changing the piece around. Also with the emblem on the chest, it kind of gives that sort of classic modern nod, and that could have easily been quite a sneaky little switch out where, you know, you do a variant at a later date, and you know, there would have been a lot of companies who would have done that, but I'm glad that Jay has kind of done it in a way where you get everything on day one, and you get this prestige version with everything included, so you get a lot of statue for your money. This is actually my favourite head with the heat vision. I really, really like this. I love even the light up on it. I'm not the biggest fan of light ups in most cases, but I do really, really like the light up on the eyes. And this can easily be done in a very, very cheap way. And I think it's done in a pretty decent way. And I think it does actually really give you another kind of display option. The reason why as well it comes the way it does is there's a lot of issues in certain countries now with shipping batteries. So they can't include batteries in shipping, and a lot of pieces now will not have battery packs, battery slots in them. They're all going to go, like in the future, I think it's all going to be like USB-C, so that you can actually use your battery packs from your phones and whatever else to power the pieces, because I know a lot of people have them just behind cases and things like that. All right, so here we go. So here is the look there, the origins, and yeah, I love these bases. I love these like storytelling bases. It goes on to like the sideshow pieces with the horror, where you get like the Freddy Krueger with the story. You get like Jason and Michael Myers and PCS. I just absolutely love that sort of storytelling, and I think it is really, really well done. If I wanted to kind of give a little bit of a critique about the pieces, I do think maybe one of the Alex Ross Kingdom Come heads could have had like grey hair, just to mix it up a little bit. But overall, you know, you get a lot to switch out. You get a lot of pieces. You know, you could have also said they could have done like little busts and bust stands and things like that. But there's always that part of kind of where do you draw the line and where do you stop. Another thing some people have said as well is there could have been a fabric cape, or again it's all just kind of clutching, because I do think Jay has created a pretty complete piece here. Also then, you know, that's a really, really nice touch with the emblem and the great ease of being able to switch out the emblem, and I think that's genius. I know we've seen that in a few other statues in the past, but I just think it's such a great touch and such an easy way of kind of mixing up the piece and just making it into, you know, your Superman with your emblem and your head sculpt. And I think, yeah, done a fantastic job with that. There are 3 versions of this. I'm not sure George did mention there is the blue, the dark blue, which this is, and then there's the black suit version as well. And I believe they've all sold really, really, really well. Some of them are even sold out. What else is there to say? I mean, I think Geo's kind of covered everything. I do think the paint on this looks super clean. Some of the kind of critique I do have from previous pieces is some of the shading could be there done a bit better. This looks like it's done it really, really well. Even with we've spoken to Stuart Murray, we kind of got his opinion on it before we kind of done the video. He is a super Superman fan. I didn't mean to do that like that. Superman. He's a huge Superman fan, and he is praising this piece big time. I'm going to leave it there, and you know, thanks everyone for watching. Do the usual like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll hand it back to Geo. Thanks everyone. Peace out.
Okay, so you've heard our thoughts about the piece. Thank you for staying with us for this long. There was a lot of information to get through. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest uploads. And I do want to hear your opinions on whether this is the premium creme de la creme Superman piece to own. Has it sort of knocked off the Prime 1 Studios Hush Superman off its perch? I personally believe it's not even a competition. I think it's not even a fair fight, to be brutally honest. It's kind of like Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul in their prime. I feel that this is a new era, and I believe that, you know, it is pretty much as good as it's going to get for a Superman piece going forward, especially if you're into the museum series, sort of like that kind of thing. But please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Is this the best Superman piece, or do you have one in mind that you think is better? If you do, hit the comments below and we'll have a chat later on. Thanks everything, all your support and love. Mad love. Peace.